Well, my dear friends, today is a great day because we have a massive update for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming in 2026. I don't often get this excited about casting updates. It's usually a situation where it's like, okay, that's cool, and nothing more. But this one, I was literally over the moon. As a massive fan of much of her work, especially Aliens, the sequel to Alien, one of the best sequel movies in all of history, Sigourney Weaver is in talks to join the new Star Wars film The Mandalorian and Grogu. This is enormous. Sci-fi legend, you know her from the Alien franchise, Avatar, Ghostbusters, Galaxy Quest, Heartbreakers. She has an incredible filmography and is a very passionate actress. This broke last night from insider Jeff Snyder, who has been right on a multitude of occasions in regards to the Mandalorian movie, and now he's reported Sigourney Weaver is going to feature in this film. And not just this, in a crucial role, so she's going to be one of the main characters. Is she going to be an Imperial warlord, which Din Djarin and Grogu are going to hunt down? Or, as I think is the more likely option, some kind of bounty hunter who helps Din? Imagine if she's a crime boss, and her story coincides with that of Boba Fett. Maybe a New Republic senator, an older assassin. In either case, it's incredible news to have a solid 80s and 90s legend come to the galaxy far, far away. And she wouldn't be the first Aliens franchise legend to play a role in Star Wars. We had Mark Rolston in the Ahsoka show, as well as Michael Biehn in The Mandalorian Season 2. The report from Deadline.com says this: Jon Favreau is directing the film as well as producing alongside Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy and Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni. Production is slated to begin later this year in advance of a May 22nd, 2026 release date. Plot details are currently unknown, as well as the character Weaver is playing, and Lucasfilm had no comment. Now, this being said, we had a massive update from President Kathleen Kennedy herself on May the 4th. She confirmed they're getting ready to start filming The Mandalorian and Grogu, and according to some sources like Bespin Bulletin, filming is going to begin this very month. Incredible news, over the moon about this. Now, we have found ourselves in predicaments where big stars featured in Disney Plus projects, and for lack of a better term, they were wasted. For example, Christopher Lloyd in Mando Season 3. But right from the get-go, he was always slated to be in a minor role. In the case of Sigourney Weaver, they say her role is going to be central to the movie. So fingers crossed, they utilise her to the maximum. Now, I'm going to get a bit cheeky on you guys. I'm going to give you a wild piece of speculation. And please just see it as that. This isn't me confirming anything, this isn't me saying I think this is going to happen for sure, but what if she's playing a canon version of Admiral Daala? I mentioned in a video the other day, Lucasfilm is very willing to canonize aspects of the expanded universe, and they've been doing it now for a long time. And along with this comes Dave Filoni inspired by Heir to the Empire and other books which are crucial to the post-Episode 6 time period. The character of Admiral Daala first appeared in Jedi Search, a novel by Kevin J. Anderson, and it's part of the Jedi Academy trilogy in 11 ABY, so certainly adjacent to the Mando era. She is one of the crucial founders of the Remnant. She wasn't in the Shadow Council in The Mandalorian Season 3, but neither was Rey Skywalker. There are other Remnants who didn't appear, and Daala could be one of the ones making her way into canon. I can definitely see that happening, but again, very far-fetched, just a bit of speculation. Admiral Daala was a Remnant who tried to gather and unify all of the other warlords. She wanted them to be one force against the New Republic. And a great thing that could connect it to what we're seeing in Mando and Ahsoka is the fact she worked alongside Pellaeon. Now that Moff Gideon is seemingly dead, and I say seemingly because we don't know, there is space for more remnants working either with, or more interestingly against, Thrawn's interests now that he's back in the known galaxy. While Thrawn was known for his tactical genius, Daala was more of a traditional military navy leader, and their interactions and relationship, if brought into canon, could be fascinating. Honestly, I'm hoping Filoni and Favreau do this. But whoever Sigourney Weaver ends up playing, I am so pumped. Ripley is coming to Star Wars, what can I say? And so staying on the movie side of things, my dear friends, we have our first look at Rey post-Episode 9. No, this is not a joke, I'm not exaggerating. It comes from Disneyland, of all places. A new collectible gives us an official canon Rey Skywalker speaking post-Episode 9. It's rather interesting because while this hasn't got anything to do specifically with the movie by Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, it is a little tidbit, similar to what we covered a few weeks ago with a new book, The Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire, which had a segment about the galaxy post-Battle of Exegol. The last time audiences saw Rey back in 2019, she gave herself the name Skywalker, and the credits rolled. How she was feeling, and what she'd do next, was left for the future, and now we know for certain in December of 2026, a few months after Mando and Grogu, she has her own movie and we're gonna find out. But prior to that, an official Star Wars item is shining a light on the post-Rise of Skywalker thoughts right now. The thoughts come from the latest wave of kyber crystals released in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Various coloured crystals, when combined with new holocrons, offer a ton of new dialogue from all manner of Jedi and Sith. And one YouTuber, Nick Tiers, got the Rey Skywalker one, which features quotes all that canonically take place after Episode 9, meaning this is now the most future-facing Star Wars thing in existence as part of the Star Wars canon. Here are the quotes. Okay, let me just get into the headspace, I'm gonna do a Rey voice. When I met Luke Skywalker, I offered him his lightsaber and he tossed it away. But the Force doesn't always make things easy, so you keep trying. That's all you can do. Just a quick question, was that any different to my normal accent? Okay, anyway, moving on, she says, I came from something evil. Sometimes I still want to run from that. But I've learnt there are things stronger than blood, and that the smallest light can push back the deepest darkness. So this is her struggle with the whole Palpatine bloodline, her struggling with the dark side after all this time. That is something they need to explore in the new film. I'm Rey Skywalker. Maybe you've heard, I'm all the Jedi, so I've got that going for me. And this is kind of tongue-in-cheek, maybe poking fun at the line from her battle with Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker, something which I think a lot of fans had problems with, the fact she's continuing the Jedi legacy. She then says, Luke Skywalker was my master, so was his sister Leia, and her son Ben gave his life for me. I took the Skywalker name to honour them and their legacy. The Force is so much bigger than any creed, any philosophy, anything that can fit in a bunch of books. Master Skywalker taught me that in his first lesson on Ahch-To. I knew right away I'd never forget it, that I'd never be the same. And now we get to the more interesting bits. The early Jedi sought to bind the galaxy's wounds. They looked at what was broken and saw how to fix it. When I read that, I thought, well, I'm good at that already. And finally, my dear friends, I've studied the sacred texts of the Jedi. Do you know what the most important pages are? It's the blank ones left at the end, because those ancient teachers knew the lessons weren't finished and never could be. So we get insight into Rey's thoughts, the lessons she took on from Luke, and the sacred Jedi texts. As I say, my dear friends, in 2026, we'll get our first glimpse at Rey's new Jedi Academy, 15 years after Rise. But let me know your thoughts on everything we spoke about in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, always.